Um, Hello? The ball ba ako? Okay, so hello everyone. Good evening and welcome to our AWS online meetup brought to you by AWS User Group Davao. We're excited to have you here for today's session where we will explore cloud careers, how you can start one, grow in one, and make an impact in the world of cloud computing. So before we start, I'd like to introduce myself. I am your host, Mark J. Lipena. I am an upcoming third year PS Computer Science in the University of the Philippines, Mindanao. And I also hold AWS Certified Cloud Practitioner title. Um, so let's warm things up muna with a quick icebreaker. So let For the audience, drop an emoji in the chat if this is your first time attending an AWS event. So let's see. Yun, first time. Okay, so how about are you new to the cloud or AWS? You can drop a happy face, happy face. How about a happy face? If you are new to cloud or okay, so we have some audience who are new to cloud. So how about those who are familiar or have already used cloud or AWS? Let's ano naman, ibang emoji naman. Thumbs up. Okay. Thumbs up. Sige, thumbs up. Okay, so we have also audience who are familiar or have used AWS. It's great to see we have variation of uh, a variation in our audience. So whether you are just curious or already in the cloud space, today's topic will have something for you. So now let's move on to the highlight of our session, our speaker. So today we are honored to be joined by a seasoned cloud and AI solution consultant and lead software engineer with over 200 years of experience in software engineering. He currently works at SafeLink, where he specialized in building end-to-end systems powered by AWS. He holds several industry certifications, including AWS Certified Solutions Architect, professional and certified AI practitioner. Throughout his career, he has led engineering teams and help startups and enterprise design scalable cloud native solutions. He is also a contributing author at Tutorials Dojo, where he shares insight on cloud technologies and AI. He is a graduate of the University of the Philippines and is deeply committed to continuous learning. Outside of tech, he is a proud husband and a father of two who describes himself as an eternal student of life. So please help me welcome Mr. R.D. Aram.
Ulit, yan. Take two. Nakabit ako. Hello everyone, good evening. Ayan. Mag-share ako ng screen, Mark? Okay lang? Share ko
Sure,
lang
sir.
yung aking, ah, hang on. Okay. There we go. Okay. Oops. Um,
Did we lose RD?
I think nawala siya, sir. Ayun.
sorry, pinag-restart ako ni Zoom. Kasi, okay, ayan na. Totoo na to. Okay. Ayan, kita na screen ko, guys. Thumbs up. Ay, naku, hindi ko rin kita yung comments niya. Ayan, okay, thumbs up. Very good. Ayan. All right, hello everyone. So, pag-uusapan natin ngayon ay cloud careers, right? Okay. So, first things first. Okay, okay. Yeah. Sorry guys, ang tagal ko nang hindi ginagamit ng Zoom, so ang daming buttons. Okay, game. Ano ko lang, no? So, I'm RD. Gusto ko lang malaman yung no, reasons kung bakit kayo nandito. So, taas ng kamay or smiley face para sa mga students na gustong matuto ng cloud. Oh, wala masyadong students. Yun. Okay. Isa, dalawa, tatlo. Very good. Apat. Okay. Marami-rami. What about, so, strong arm icon para sa mga professionals na wala sa cloud pero gusto mag-career shift. Mga career shifters. Okay, isa. Okay, isa lang. So mostly students, already graduated, career shift on cloud, dalawa. Okay. Mga na, so cloud icon naman para sa professional na nasa cloud na. So familiar na sila sa cloud. Okay, isa. Okay, copy. Ayan. Good. So tamang-tama yung natin, yung presentation for today. Kasi, so we will be discussing, this presentation is catered towards people who are curious into how to get into the cloud industry. So whether you just graduated from college or graduating kayo and you're targeting to have a career in the cloud, or you're from another field like naghahanap ng work or engineering or chemistry or whatever, then you felt like, uy, pwede ako dito sa cloud. I feel home to cloud computing. So, pwede natin i-explore, no? So, hindi masama mag-explore, hindi masama magpalaki ng sweldo, right? So, okay. Hang on. Nasaan yung presentation mode nito? Okay, sorry. Kinakain ako, guys. Okay. Sige. Kita niyo naman to screen na to, di ba? So hindi ko siya ma-maximize for some reason. Pero ayan, sa mga Mac experts, sa mga Zoom experts dyan, ano ba ito ginagawa? Anyway, we spent so much time na. Ayun! Salamat! Yeah! Rock and roll! Alright, let's start. So ang agenda natin ngayon, no? So we need a working definition of cloud computing. I'm very aware na na-discuss na to last week by Mr. Brian, pero we just need a baseline definition, no? So that when I explain careers on cloud computing, at least meron tayo, alam natin pare-pareho what do we mean by cloud computing. What is Amazon Web Services? Why choose an AWS related career? AWS cloud roles available for us, and exploring the cloud, or AKA how do I shift, so or how do I get in sa cloud industry. Then I will be accepting a couple of questions and I will answer them to the best of my ability. Right. Okay. So what is cloud computing? So cloud computing is on-demand delivery of computing resource over the internet. So when you say in demand, I need it now. Can I have it now? So not later, not tomorrow. I need it now, right? So the resources that we're talking about is compute or processing capabilities, memory, storage, and other related services. Pero ito yung basic, di ba? Kasi lahat naman ng computing resources, it's a combination of compute, memory, and storage over the internet. So let's think, no, as you can think it this way, we can rent powerful computers, storage and software over the internet instead of owning them yourself. You only pay for what you use down to the last second without lock-in contracts. So para maintindihan natin lalo to, let's compare. So what are the available cloud resources, resource types available out there, no? So, in the beginning, nung unang panahon, wala pang cloud. So, the only way that you can set up your application is via on-premise. So, sa site mo, sa website nyo, again, sorry, sa office nyo, you have your own rack, you have your own server, tapos you have your own power supply, may sarili kang internet service provider for that. Meron na ba dito, may nakarinig na ba dito ng Friendster? Anyone who have heard Friendster? Wala, masyado ata. Sige. So, the Friendster was a social media platform before Facebook, kasabayan ng MySpace. My friend was working there sa Friendster. Tapos, they were developing this site. Then, may isang tao na nakatalisod ng server, tapos nahugot yung plug. So, nag-down. Nag-down yung buong Friendster website, it went down because the server was on-premise. So the problem with on-premise is that you own the hardware, you own the operational costs and all the operational headaches tied to it, right? Sometimes you want to think, I don't need to think about servers. I just want to think about my business, diba? My solution. So another way of acquiring computing resources is via shared hosting or dedicated servers. Basically, you rent the hardware. So, i-outsource mo na yung data center mo sa ibang tao mo na ipagamit, makikirent ka na lang. You just um, pay for the usage of the hardware. With dedicated servers, the problem with this type is that it only has a fixed resource size. So, meron kayong agreement na you will be given quad-core, 64 gig RAM, 1 terabyte disk capacity, and that's it. And also, the problem is, you're tied with a contract. Kahit na kailangan mo lang siya ng 3 hours for an intense number crunching job, you need to pay for 1 month. So that's not very economical, right? So 3 hours mo lang gagamitin, babayaran mo siya ng 1 month. So cloud differentiates itself from dedicated servers. So you still rent the hardware, sila yung mag-aayos ng kuryente, sila yung mag-aayos ng internet service, sila yung mag-aayos ng cooling systems and all that. Wala ka na isipin doon. They're providing the service for you. The thing is, when you ask for a resource on demand, you were given that resource and that resource only. So for example, kailangan ko ng machine na 64 gigabyte, mapoprovide siya. Kailangan ko ng dalawa pa. Okay, provide. Hindi ko na sila kailangan, I can kill them. Okay. So if I only use those machines for 4 hours and 1 second, I will be billed only for 4 hours and 1 second. Nothing more, nothing less. So wala akong contract na babayaran ko ng 1 whole month yung hardware. So by now you can see the cost advantages and the operational advantages of moving to the cloud versus doing it yourself on premise or using shared hosting or dedicated servers, right? So what is Amazon Web Services? So Amazon Web Services is the company that pioneered modern pay-as-you-go public cloud services. So it's an offshoot of the e-commerce site Amazon.com. So initially, yung Amazon.com nagbebenta sila ng libro, then dumami yung binibenta nila sa site nila. It's a global e-commerce site, thousands and millions of users. So that company created from first-hand experience, from the difficulty and expense. So they realized that it's very difficult and it's very expensive to provision and manage an IT infrastructure. And they realized that instead of the developers focusing on creating a good e-commerce site, they're distracted from actually innovating. So they realized that, well, they thought that servers are just means to an end. They want service delivery. They don't want to tend with servers. They don't want to manage servers. They just want to deliver service, right? So why would you choose an AWS related career? So AWS was created 2006. The very first service that was launched was S3, Simple Storage Service. Ito yung storage siya na kahit anong laki ng ilaman mo, malaki lang siya na malaki. And you just pay for the storage that you store. If you just put 1 kilobyte, you pay for 1 kilobyte. If you put 2 gigabytes of file, you pay for 2 gigabytes of file. So it's very elastic. So it was created 2006. Since then, the demand for cloud computing worldwide has steadily increased. So pansin nyo, no? Hindi siya tumitigil. It keeps on growing and growing and growing and growing year by year. Huge market demand from familiar names. So, narinig nyo naman siguro yung Netflix, no? Alam naman natin lahat yung Netflix. Okay, so yeah. Okay. Ayan, okay, yes, tama. May, sige. Right. So Netflix runs its entire streaming service on AWS using cloud-based storage, compute, and global CDNs. Yung Airbnb, it relies on EC2, S3, and Elastic MapReduce, yung ETL natin, to scale its platform. And Pinterest then, so it increased its daily data digestion from 500 gigabyte to 1.7 terabyte by migrating to AWS from having their own data center. Operational cost reduced by 30%. So ganun kalaki yung cost reduction na nakuha nila by migrating to AWS. And here you can see the biggest spenders on AWS based on estimated EC2 monthly spend 2025. Sony is spending $11 million per month on EC2 instances. Adobe is spending $7.5 million per month on AWS. So we can see here that there is huge demand for AWS. So, syempre, if there is huge market demand for AWS cloud services, there is huge demand for people operating them, right? So one good reason for choosing an AWS related career is the high demand. Another would be wide role variety, meaning kung ano man yung strengths mo, you can get that and choose to work on your strengths because there are lots of roles available for cloud professionals. There is also a certification system, certification tier, so that you can show the world that at the very least you know these things. So mas madali siya sa interview process. Later, we will have a more detailed explanation. We will dwell more into certifications later. And flexible and remote work opportunities. Since as tayo sa IT, we mostly do our work sa backend. We just need an internet to do our things. So cloud professionals usually can remote. Fully remote means 100%, minsan twice a week, thrice a week. So depende sa available, sa gusto ng company. And last thing, it's a future-proof skill. So nakita natin kanina, no, yung market, tuloy-tuloy yung gamit ng cloud. And aside from that, so saan papunta ang tech industry ngayon? Or hindi na papunta, nandito na tayo, di ba? So AI na, no? AI needs cloud computing to operate. AI models, especially large language models, need massive processing resources with planet-sized data for training and fine-tuning. Hindi ka pwede mag-train and fine-tune ng sonnet or ng haiku sa isang laptop. Can't do that. You need a very massive computing machine that only a cloud service can offer. So what are the in-demand careers in cloud? So these are just some of the few careers that you can go into. Hindi to exhaustive. I might have left some. So mga konti lang to na highly in demand. Caveats on position names and salaries. These are just guidelines. Na each company has different definitions of each position. Pag maliit yung company, sometimes ikaw yung DevOps, ikaw yung solutions architect, ikaw rin yung developer, di ba? Pag mas malaki yung company, there are more specializations involved, right? Yung mga salaries dito kinuha ko sa Glassdoor. So they are corporate rates in the Philippines. If you go the startup route, mas malaki yung offer. And if you go with international remote work, mas malaki palalo. Yeah, so at least setting expectations. So actual offers also depend on supply and demand, timing, negotiation skill, at pinakamahalaga, luck. Minsan swerte ka lang talaga. Minsan may nag-resign na person tapos sobrang kailangan nila ng DevOps kasi kung wala silang DevOps, magda-down yung mga system sila. Kailangan nila, so syempre, taas mo na sweldo. Ano mo, di ba? Taas mo yung sweldo kasi kailangan nila eh. So, hindi laging lumalabas yung mga opportunities na yun. But when it comes, you have to grab them by the throat. Yeah. Okay, so first is cloud developer. A cloud developer implements and maintains a full stack application on the cloud. So basically, kung full stack developer ka na, backend developer ka na, good, mabibit-bit mo tong skill set mo to the cloud. So it's a cloud extension to a full stack developer. So you might, although there are some paradigm shifts that we will need, so you will deal with cloud native or serverless applications. You need to understand the concept of pets versus cattle. No? Kasi sa isang on-prem, you have a server there. So nag-on-prem ako, tagal na. Okay, so I was a junior developer of the registration system of UP Diliman, yung CRS na tinatawag namin. And it's on-prem. So basically, we have this server, dalawa yung servers na nasa rack, staging tsaka production. So kapag nagkasakit yung server, alagaan mo, you will nurse it to health, right? Titignan mo, bakit may problema to? Okay ka lang. Yan. Lalambingin mo yung server hanggang sa maayos. So with cloud, hindi siya ganun. Pag nagkasakit yung server mo, parang cattle, no? Kuha ng baril, babaril mo, bang! Tapos kukuha ko ulit ng bagong cattle. So with the cloud, servers are dispensable. So ganun din yung type of coding natin. Like for example, I had this experience wherein I was tasked to scale out a WordPress site. WordPress siya ka MediaWiki. So pag single server lang siya, pag in-upload mo sa WordPress yung picture na mapupunta siya sa uploads folder. Oh, good. Sige, man. Gumagana siya. Okay, gumagana siya. Pero pag sa cloud siya, tapos nag-auto-scale yung application mo, you'll realize that, so meron ka na 3 servers ngayon, 3 copies of WordPress. Only one of those servers has the picture. So ngayon, pag nagre-refresh ka ng site, 1/3 of the time may picture, 1/3 of the time wala. So yun, my point here is, hindi ginawa yung WordPress. WordPress was built on another era na hindi niya consider yung possibility of scaling out. So these are the things that you will have to take into consideration when going into the cloud developer route. Right. So things to learn. Of course, AWS Cloud Fundamentals, dapat alam nyo na yung EC2, S3, auto-scaling stuff. Backend programming, so again, I've said earlier, kung ano yung backend programming na alam nyo, pwede nyo siya bitbitin. So for the C# people here, or Ruby, or PHP, Python, you also need to have proficiency in Docker or serverless technologies, because as for my past projects, yung sa cloud, it's either Docker-based yung setup, or serverless sa Lambda. So usually for bigger projects, we need those 2 types of technologies. Salary, according to Glassdoor, for local companies, local corporate companies, 44,000 to 150,000. For remote, yeah, it can go from 100,000 to 350,000. Yung 350,000, yeah, personally kilala ko yung may ganyan salary. So it's possible. Hindi siya common, but it's possible. Next. For a cloud engineer builds and maintains cloud infrastructure. So basically, if you're a network or systems engineer, then you would want to explore, so ano yung on-prem network mo, dadalhin mo sa cloud. Yeah, so that's the job of cloud engineer. So what do you need to learn as a cloud engineer? Kailangan mo, aside from AWS Cloud Fundamentals, sa basic na yan, so hindi na natin siya na-mention. So kailangan natin aralin yung virtual private cloud. So basically, yung network layout nyo sa on-prem, dadalhin nyo siya sa cloud. So there are nuances on how to do that. So for example, instead of UFW, magsa-security groups ka, and so forth and so on. Yan. May mga maliliit na differences on how to do it. If you have expertise in Linux, ayan, sobrang laking advantage yan, or Microsoft Windows Server. We will use it. You will be able to capitalize on that. Systems programming, network and security. Ayan. Tapos, mahalaga din pala, hindi ko na bold, yung infrastructure as a code. So, if sanay tayo na pag nagse-set up ng network, we just do it as we go along. And pag gumana, good. Pag hindi, sad. You know? Pero pag sa cloud kasi, there's a certain, there's a documentation needed. So this is my infrastructure. I will save it as a JSON file or a YAML file so that whenever it goes down or whenever I need to replicate this this network, ibabala ko na lang yung template tapos ready na ulit siya. Yeah, we call that infrastructure as code. So salary, local 37,000 to 92,000. Okay, next. Solutions architect. So cloud solutions architect design scalable, secure, and cost-efficient AWS architectures. So basically, ito yung mga tanungan ng bayan. So if you're a business and you have zero knowledge on cloud, the first thing you would meet is a cloud solutions architect. So parang, okay, this is my problem. How do I deal with it? What's the architecture? Ang mga halaga dito, what's the cost? Gaano siya katagal? What's the scope? What's the limit? What's the limitation? Yeah. So that's the job of a solutions architect. So what are the things that you need to learn for to be a solutions architect? First, you need to create and interpret architecture diagrams. Ayan. So yung architecture diagram, it has two purposes. First, it's a communication tool to your client, your usually non-technical client. So papakita mo siya para lang may idea siya kung gaano kalaki yung project. So of course, the bigger the architecture, may idea siya na kung medyo malaki pala yung project na right? And with that architecture diagram is also usable. It can be translated as code then. So since meron ka ng drawing, you can translate it as an infrastructure as code, no, using CloudFormation or AWS CDK. So yung code mo, documentation na rin nung architecture mo. Okay? So it's so sa bigger companies, iba yung solutions architect, iba yung gumagawa ng CloudFormation templates. Sa mas maliit na company, isang tao lang yan. Isa pa pinakamahalagang kailangan ng isang solutions architect, costing and cost optimization. So dapat meron siyang idea or kabisado niya yung mga pricing ng mga bagay-bagay na huwag kang gagamit ng QuickSight kasi medyo mahal siya. Or okay na mag-Lambda ka na lang versus mag-EC2 instance. So he needs to inform the client of the options inclusive of costs. Right? So salary, local 103,000 to 208,000. Usually, narinig ko, rumors have it. So usually customer-facing ang cloud solutions architect and usually pinapadala sila sa ibang bansa. So hindi masyadong remote yung role nila, mas face-to-face because they need to communicate with stakeholders. DevOps engineer. Ang DevOps engineer naman, like a cloud engineer, but more geared toward designing and building continuous integration and continuous development pipelines. Sa mga hindi familiar sa CI/CD, so basically ito yung pipeline na from development, magko-code si cloud developer. Tapos there will, when you commit to your favorite repository, GitHub, GitLab, what have you, tatakbo yung unit test, tatakbo yung UI test, yung Selenium, yung what have you. Then, once it passes all the tests, they deploy siya. Yeah, that's the job of a DevOps engineer. So it ensures software delivery and automate operational processes and deployments, mostly deployments. Yeah. Things to learn, infrastructure as code, yan, kailangan nyo yun. Code pipeline, yes, ito yung offering ng AWS, pero may alternatives. So pwede kayo mag GitHub Actions, GitHub Pipelines, so pwede nyo i-combine actually, depende sa company. Ansible, Kubernetes, Jenkins. So, yung ibang companies may Ansible, may ibang companies may Kubernetes. So it really depends on the company, yung tech stack nila. But the idea here is that all of these are tools that help you deploy an application. Salary, local, 44,000 to 113,000 locally. Remote, 250 to 300,000. medyo in demand on DevOps internationally. So if you know the right people. Okay, data engineer. Okay. So interesting tong dalawang last core careers because they're related one way or another to AI na medyo hot ngayon. So when you're a data engineer, basically you're designing pipelines to collect, clean, and transform data. It's essential to AI applications kasi AI applications they require tons of data and they need the data to be clean so that they can be trained properly and do proper inference. Ngayon, some companies na hindi naman AI related yung jobs, they also need data engineers for reports, for data visualizations, for data analysis. Ayan. Yung mga company na malalaki na may mga data analysts, they would need a data engineer for that. Kasi the data engineers would collect the data analysts will interpret the data. What do we need to learn as a data engineer? Glue. So if you so Spark, Glue, Elastic MapReduce for ETL, and Redshift for data warehousing, data lakes for using Amazon S3, QuickSight or any visualization, pwede kayong mag-Grafana, pwede kayong what have you, kung anong gusto nyong I'm not sure about Power BI na narinig ko lang pero I haven't used it. So I think pwede nyo din ikabit dito yung Power BI. Salary range 47,000 to 105,000 locally. Finally, I think this is the final career. Machine learning engineer. Ayan. So these are the guys who create your AI. So yung mga taong gumagawa ng Sonnet, ng Haiku, ng GPT, and ng Llama, they are the machine learning engineers. So they build and deploy ML models for prediction, classification, and or recommendation. Or you get an existing model and fine-tune it. So you add additional trade. You do more training on that model depending on the domain of your problem. Ayan, so medyo hot tong machine learning engineer na career na to. Things to learn. So kailangan natin ng TensorFlow and PyTorch. And sa Amazon side, SageMaker yan. Ayan. Merong family of suite ang SageMaker. So notebooks, data wrangler, serverless inference. Ayan. Tapos dapat maalam din tayo sa math, probability, statistics, discrete math. Salary range locally 31,000 to 84,000 but it can command higher outside. I don't know. So hindi ko alam yung range sa labas. That's why hindi ko siya nilagay. Okay. So yung mga tao dito na okay, oh, that looks good, no? Or feeling nyo ano kayo? Feeling nyo at home kayo sa cloud. How do you shift to cloud? How can I be a cloud professional? So you can build up your 3 C's. So build up your competency, build up your connections, and build up your communications. See. Competency, know your stuff. So of course, dapat marunong kayo. You need to give value to the company. How do you do that? Pinakamadaling way is to build real projects, right? So yung iba, may nababasa ako na stuck sila sa tutorial hell na parang nagbabasa sila ng tutorials. Tutorials are fine, no? Tutorials are fine. Pero minsan hindi na ilalaman yung sunod na gagawin. So the next thing to do is build real projects, right? Tapos habang ginagawa niyo yung project, nag-aaral din kayo. So learning while doing. How do you build real projects? If there's an opportunity in your company, like si boss, like sabi, sino kayong pwedeng gumawa ng data pipeline na to? Kailangan natin ng dashboard. Uy, dashboard, yan. Pwedeng data engine task yan. Yan, task ka ng kamay. Ako, boss, ako. Kunin ko yan. Or if you have a side project na feeling mo wala pa nakakagawa, tapos parang wala pang ganitong app pa, XYZ. Why don't you do it at night or in the weekend? So two benefits. Natututo kayo technologically and at the same time, baka mamaya pwede nyo pang maging startup yung side project nyo. So finally, volunteer. So volunteer hindi lang sa company, but volunteer din sa mga groups, sa mga meetups. I will show this to you later. Finally, ang dali-dali na lang matuto ngayon lalo na with the advent of AI, no? May mga studies na nagsasabi na AI will make you dumber, AI is bad for students, blah, blah, blah. But I found that AI is a very good tool as a learning body. Kumbaga parang meron kang kausap dyan. Tapos, usually yung matanong mo how, why. So, though it depends on how you ask AI. It makes, so kung curious kang tao, tapos matanong ka talaga, itanong mo na itanong kay AI hanggang sa makabisa mo yung isang thing na dati hindi mo alam. So, yeah, I find AI a very good learning body. That's for me. Now, competency, where to learn. Ang AWS mismo, they provide free and paid courses in the form of AWS Skill Builder. Yan, Google nyo na lang, AWS Skill Builder. AWS Users Group Philippines. Yeah, tayo yun. Meron tayong monthly meet-up tech discussions. So last time, it was AI and the other time, it was cost optimization. Yan. So kung gusto niyo pang matuto, just join our monthly meetups. Free YouTube courses, ang dami dyan. So type nyo lang. Although, I have to admit, mas maganda talaga yung premium. Right? Mas maganda yung quality ng mga premium courses versus free. So one of the premium courses that I will highly recommend is Tutorials Dojo, number one. And number two, Udemy. Courses by Stefan Marek. The best. Ang sarap mag-aral. Very good content. AWS also has this free 12-week training called Restart. I'm not sure if they're still accepting. Last time na narinig ko, parang nagsara na sila. I mean, for this year. No, it's a yearly thing. Okay. Real platforms to practice. Again, yung tutorials, videos, mas maganda pa rin na while you're watching, you're really doing it. Kasi matututo kayo when you do it. Get a free tier of AWS. Merong free version. Kailangan nyo lang ng credit card. So sa mga bata, sa mga andyan students, hiram nyo yung credit card ng parents nyo. Free naman yan. Sabihin nyo, hindi kayo ma-charge. Promise. Hindi kayo ma-charge. Yan. Tutorials Dojo also has Play Cloud Guided Lab. So parang meron step-by-step on how to create EC2 instance, how to create load balancing, so forth and so on. Meron din siyang Code Quest. Bagong release lang nila to, AI-powered programming lab. So you should try this out. Yan. So what are the real-world projects that you can try? Isipin mo, wala akong maisip eh. Project yung pwede kong gawin. So if your company doesn't have a website yet, try nyo. I-host yung gawa kayo ng website, Django, TypeScript, whatever, Next.js. Host nyo sa S3, sa Lambda, or sa Amplify. Aralin nyo yung serverless, and you will see that you will have to pay very little, almost nothing, in hosting it. Or kung wala pang backup system yung company nyo, you can suggest that why not have a daily or weekly backup to S3? Yun, AWS CLI, gawa kayo ng bash script, nagba-backup sa S3, boom. Diba? Meron na kayong mini cloud portfolio. Or build an AI-powered department knowledge base using Amazon Bedrock. May mga companies akong alam na kalat-kalat yung knowledge base. Meron sa Word, meron sa Wiki, meron sa kung saan-saan. There's a way for you to collect all those data engineering project. Collect all those data in one place, then let Amazon Bedrock query that storage, that data bank, tapos siya yung mag-reply. So meron akong chatbot na private knowledge yung query. Yeah, that's one project that you can try. Okay, cloud certifications. So ano yung cloud certification? It's an exam that will grant you these digital badges, no? For foundational 65 questions, 90 minutes, $100. Ano ba yung 5,000 pesos? Tama, ganun. 6,000. For associate, yan. For professional, yan. Okay. So, hindi siya mura, right? But, so the question is, do certifications matter? So, imagine sa job market ngayon, admittedly, it's very tough. So, kung marami kayo nag-a-apply na solution, no? Sabihin natin data engineer, no? Then, you have a data engineer associate certificate and they don't have, at magkakasing galing lang kayo. So you have this slight edge, which you have to use, right? So in this job market, you need to use all of your advantages. So if you have the cloud certificate, use it, right? It gets you notice. So mayroong tambak na certificate, na resume. So yung pinakamaraming credentials, yun yung makikita ni HR, right? So it's one advantage. Um, Also, sometimes you just want a structured and broad approach to learning the cloud. Okay din to. May mga tao na kumukuha ng certifications para lang alam nila na naaral nila halos lahat na kailangang aralin. So it's also a good learning guide, right? Also, people with certificates, you can take them as okay, these guys are serious with their cloud career. Iba kasi parang okay, try ko ng cloud, hindi ko na masyadong gusto, lipat ako. But with a certificate, it's a statement that I'm here for the long run. But of course, remember, back up your certificate with real-world competence. Your certificates will just get you to the door. Okay? Pag nandun na kayo sa loob, kailangan nyo pa rin ipakita that you have what it takes to be a cloud professional. Hindi enough ang certificates. Next. Connections. So, hindi enough na magaling ka lang. Right? Kasi marami akong kakilala na they're very competent but they're so quiet. So hindi alam ng mga tao na magaling pala sila. So one thing, well, it's a reality, no? Your dream job, your dream cloud job is one handshake away. So yung mag-hire sa'yo, isang handshake lang yan, hire ka na. Yung pinakamadaling way, no, sa mga nagtatrabaho na dyan, is you can talk to your manager. Yung manager niya ngayon, tanong niyo, depende to sa ano na relationship niyo. Kung star player ka, tapos tropa mo si manager, pwede mo sabihin, boss, meron ba kang ano dyan, project na cloud related? Ayun. So, yun yung pinakamadaling way to shift career, no? Just ask your immediate manager. Sometimes, walang opportunities or sometimes hindi kayo bati ng boss mo. So, one other way is to join real world and online community meetups. So, meet with fellow cloud enthusiasts, explore what other companies are using. Malay mo, dun sa meetup, may hiring manager pala doon, no, na pumunta para lang mag-headhunt ng mga possible cloud developers. It happens. It happens. So what are the local communities that you can join? Aside from us, AWS Users Group Philippines, alam naman natin na ang AWS merong builders, so basically for women. Meron din ako, it's another very active communities, Data Engineering Pilipinas. So I really highly suggest you join this group. You'll be surprised na marami din nag-AWS dito sa group na. Control Outrun, mga developers na tumatakbo. So sa mga runners dyan, gusto niyo i-try. DevCon Philippines, if you've heard of it, or Women Who Code Manila, or women out there who feel alienated sa isang highly masculine community. Yan, may mga female coding groups. Yan. And finally, market yourself, no? Kasi your boss will not champion for your career. Your office mates will not champion for career. You have to do it yourself, right? So you are responsible for your career, for the success of your career. Yeah, remember that. So let the world know what value you can bring to the table. So whenever you have projects, document it. So kung kaya yung live website, put it there. So hindi porket hindi ka nag-apply, hindi na kayo magdo-document. I mean, this should be a constant thing. Applying or not, you should document your projects. Kung hindi nyo kayang live site, screenshot is good, right? Keep a public online documentation of your current AWS skill sets and certifications. Put it in LinkedIn, put it in personal websites. Kung napapansin nyo, dumarami ngayon yung mga influencers that are doing YouTube tutorials on cloud, yung isa sa TikTok. Di ba pansin nyo, bigla sila naging authority on the topic just because they have a YouTube channel. So it's another advantage that we can harness, that we can use in this tough times job market. Right. All right. Thank you na pala. Tapos na ako. So thank you very much, guys. Thank you very much for listening. Sana may napulot kayo. If you want to connect, that's my LinkedIn, linkedin.com/in/rdaram. You can view my stuff, rdaram.dev. Ayan, that's it. I can accept a couple of questions. Yes. Hi, Mike. Back to you.
Um, Thank you so much, Mr. RD Aram, for that insightful session. Now let's open the floor for Q&A. If you have any question, you may raise your hand or you may drop your questions in the chat box and we'll read them aloud for you. Ay sige, while we wait, may question ako, sir. What
Go.
roles
Okay.
like yung sa mga na-mention na mga careers roles sa cloud, what is the most in demand right now for someone new to cloud among those roles
You.
na mentioned?
Sige. So, entry level. Okay. Pinaka magandang entrada sa cloud. You can start with cloud developer. No? Kasi, uh, okay. So, the requirement is just for you to know programming. So, yun na. Medyo mababa yung entry na. So, look for, minsan hindi, ito yung thing dyan sa LinkedIn or sa job sites, hindi nila sinasabi as cloud developer. They'll just say Python developer with AWS experience. Ganon. Medyo iba yung wording. So you really have to analyze. Kadalasan ngayon ng back-end development involves, hanapin nyo na lang yung word na AWS. No? So, ayan. You can easily start with cloud developer. Cloud engineer din, I think. Also, hindi ko masabi ng with definitivity kasi I don't have much experience with yung hardware part, yung networking part. Yun. May questions pa ba? Okay. What is the best career path for cloud engineer po? Anong certification ba dapat i-take? Sige. Okay. Kung cloud engineer ka, dito tayo. Ayan. So, yung foundational, when nare-reveal yung edad ko, no? Noong unang panahon, wala tong foundational. So, ang sa entrada mo, associate. So, well, you can start with cloud practitioner foundational. Tapos, pwede ka mag-sysops associate. Then, pwede ka mag-DevOps professional. Yan, yun yung path na pwede. Tapos, yan. So, did I answer your question, Elsie? Okay. Hello, sir. I'm currently done studying containerization, leaning on cloud engineer role. Okay. Should I learn orchestration, also job hunting while upskilling po? Does no job experience can get cloud engineer role? Thank you po. Okay. Medyo ano ako dito. I have to admit, hindi ako masyadong, mas ano ko cloud developer, architect, DevOps, yun yung path ko. So, cloud engineer, pasensya na hindi ko kayo masyadong pero ito na lang leaning on, should I learn orchestration? Um, ang sagot ko dyan, ako kasi I learned the technology if the job demands it. May mga companies na, di ba Kubernetes ba yung sinasabi ba? Minsan Kubernetes is overkill for a startup. Pwede na yung simple yung GitHub pipeline na. So there are companies that don't use orchestration. So it's fine if you don't study it. Ayan. Okay. As a fresh graduate, how can I break into data engineering? Oh, by leveraging cloud technologies, and what specific skills or projects should I focus on? Tricky ito kasi ang data engineering, for the most part, medyo kailangan mo ng skills dito. I mean, sa experience, right? Kasi hindi ako sure kung kaya ng fresh grad, no? Member ako ng Data Engineering Pilipinas, so I highly suggest you also join that. So what they suggest is go to data analyst first kasi mas maraming opening, then study the technicals, then go to data engineering. May mga nagsasabi rin naman na may mahanapin nyo lang yung junior data engineer. So they exist. Hindi lang siya ganun. Oo nga, no? May isa akong na-meet na naghahanap, ano siya, lead siya ng isang data engineering team. Naghahanap siya ng fresh grad. So, they exist pala. Pero yung how, hindi ako data engineer. So, ang data engineer experience ko lang was to do Airflow and visualization, QuickSight, Grafana. Nanon. Parang meron na akong several years of experience in development. So, hindi ako nag-entry level data engineer. So, sorry, William, I can't answer your question. Yeah. Okay, ano pa? Good evening, sir. Speaking of website deployment, our web system utilizes AI. Nice. Okay. We plan to implement it using BigQuery as data warehouse and Cloud Run to host our model we will train. Okay. Given this, what do you recommend sorry, nawala. Do you recommend on where we host our project? There's just so many options. It's difficult where to host. It's our tech stack. Okay. Daven, at the moment, sa totoo lang, lahat ng cloud providers, pare-pareho na rin yung offer nila eh. Right? So if your question is sa AWS ba o sa Azure ba o sa Google Cloud ba, um, walang madaling way but to test it out. Kasi hindi ko rin alam Daven yung needs mo eh. No? Ako, dahil AWS yung experience ko, I will use AWS, no? Yung AWS related services. I suggest that you try it out, then pero again, pare-pareho na lang sila nino-offer, no? So nagkakaiba na lang sila sa maliliit na features and sa costing. So that's what I think. Okay, thank you for the answers. Still po, sir, it's really helpful. All right, welcome. What if po currently working as a software engineer but focused on the front end? Data analyst po ba ang best path? Okay. And papunta kang data engineer, no? Okay, medyo tricky yan. Kasi kung front-end ka, dadaan ka talagang back-end. So, lalo na sa data engineering, Python heavy, Python SQL. Sa mga front-end developers dyan, yeah, correct me if I'm wrong, pero what I really feel is that you need to go to back-end first, then go to cloud. That's how I think. Yeah. It's my opinion. Currently in Azure Cloud Professional, hello, okay. I'm planning to upskill in AWS. Okay, madali lang po ba yung magiging transition in terms of technicality and hands-on? I think so. Kasi mga analog naman yun eh. Yung, kung ang AWS may EC2, sorry hindi ako magaling sa Azure, mas magaling ka sa akin yan. Pero hindi ko rin alam yung counterparts. But what I know is, yung mga services na ino-offer ng AWS, meron din ng Google Cloud, meron din ng Azure. Iba-iba lang yung pangalan. Pero usually, may mga analog yan. Okay, sir, we'll do some research. Thank you po. All right. John, I hope you answered your question. So, the question, in short, John, yes, madali lang siya. Kasi kung may mastery ka na ng Azure, alam mo na ano may limitations ng pag-spawn ng instance, paggawa ng security groups, iba siguro yung terminology sa Azure world. Pero malamang ganun din yung concept. All right, John. You're welcome. Ayun. Mark, mukhang
I
may
guess,
hahawak pa ba? Yan.
may habol pa ba, guys? Audience. If wala na, we can now start closing this session or event. Before we end, we'd like to thank everyone for joining us today. Special thanks to Mr. RD Aram for sharing your journey and tips on cloud careers. It was incredibly inspiring and technical. If you want to stay connected, you may follow AWS User Group Davao on our social media channels as well as AWS User Group Philippines and also Data Engineering Philippines. Tama ba, sir? Yan.
Yeah, sorry. Data
So,
Engineering Pilipinas.
Data Engineering Filipinas. Okay, so before we end, here's something exciting. Um, AWS User Group Davao will be hosting the most awaited event of the year, AWS Community Day Davao 2025. So, what is AWS Community Day Davao? So, AWS Community Day Davao is a tech conference that brings together students, professionals, startups, and industry leaders to learn, connect, and build with AWS. There will be hands-on sessions, AWS Game Day, inspiring keynotes and talks from AWS heroes, community builders, and tech leaders all over the country. If you're eager to explore more about AWS technologies and expand your network within the AWS community, you may purchase your ticket via our official website or find details on our social media platform. So I'll be sending here the official website. So for the audience, if you are interested in exploring or learning more about the facets of cloud, specifically AWS. And if you are somewhat near dito sa Davao, is you may join us in uh, our AWS Community Davao that will be held on August 9 to 10 here in Davao City. So now, let's have a quick photo op muna before we end. Please turn on your cameras if you're comfortable so we can take a group screenshot. Okay, so I'll wait for a bit. Okay, Lance, if ready, can you chat in the chat box if ready na? Okay, ready na. Okay, guys. 3, 2, 1, smile. Okay. So that's it for this online meetup. Thank you again for attending this online meetup. Until next time, keep building and stay cloud curious. Thank you, everyone. Thank you, sir. Thank you, audience. You may now leave the Zoom.
Hi, Mike. 2 minutes. Okay lang.
Yes, sir.
Okay. Naka-record pa ba tayo?
Ipopause ko muna, sir. Okay na. Pause na, sir.
Okay. Bakit may red na button? Sige. Hi. Hi, Mark. Ayun.
Uh,
Gusto ko lang mag-reach out. Kumusta ang ano dyan? AWS Users Group Level.
okay lang man, sir. We're actually preparing for the AWS Community Day Davao. So, um a little bit busy po.
Okay. Kailan na-establish yung ano? Yung Davao branch?
As I remember, parang 1 year ago or 2 years ago po, sir.
Recent lang. Galing na. Isa ka sa founding member ng group.
Um, Parang ano po, part ng mga pioneer na mga volunteers po.
Nice. Congrats. Galing, galing. Naman nagulat ako na may EWS Users Group Davao. So ngayon ko lang nalaman, okay. Akala ko iisa lang yung AWS Users Group. Congrats, Mark. Galing, galing.
Thank you, sir.
Sige. See you around. Thank you so much for having me, everyone. Bye-bye.
Thank you, sir. Bye, guys. Thank you, audience.